All right, the Seattle Sounders beat Santos Laguna 2-1. That makes 2 games in a row in the League Cup Tournament that they've won. The first one was 7-0. So, Adam, the first one 7-0, high-flying affair. This one gritty. What did you see in this one?
Well, I was interested to see how the team would come out after such, as you said, a high-flying result on Thursday with the 7-0. And this was really the opposite of that. This was a gritty game, a scrappy game. Santos Laguna, they made it clear from the very beginning that they were not going to let the Sounders take this one without a fight, without a couple bruises. This was a hard fouling game. 22 total fouls for Santos Laguna. That's the largest amount of fouls we've seen in a while here at Lumen Field. And the team showed some grittiness to come out of that game and get the 2-1 win and show that they can play in multiple different kinds of games and win in multiple different kinds of games, be it that kind of mercurial blowout that you see on Thursday and into this one, which is just a dogfight, a scrap fest. They're still able to get the 3 points.
And you said the 22 fouls, which is a high number, obviously, but to me also what stuck out was the kind of fouls they were, and those were the ones that, they're getting you laid and they're stepping on your, on your leg there. We saw that with Christian Roldan. I wouldn't say quite dirty, but definitely made you think twice, and they had intentionality about winning those 50-50 balls. But offensively, Georgie's goal, what did you see in that?
I mean, that was just a really, really great finish. And that's a solo effort, really. Danny Leyva plays him the ball, and he gets just a little half space on the edge of the box. He's able to cut onto his right foot. And, that's just an unsavable type of strike. And we've seen that from Georgie, is that when he gets these little moments, he can really produce some world-class strikes, some world-class pieces of technical ability. And he did so right there. Obviously, you don't like to see him get the red card afterwards on the offense of taking off the shirt. But he's showing right there that he can change games in little moments, and he did so right there.
And to your point, the technical ability there is you're coming in from left to right and you're turning your hips, and then what you do is you make sure that right foot, and you're going further away from the keeper. You're right, the keeper's left, and that way there's not a lot of space there, a lot of movement for him to move that way, lateral the keeper, that is, and that's the technical ability in which you're speaking to. Now, you and I laughed a little bit on that goal because I said, oh, what a pass, but Danny Leyva, and you're like, well, it wasn't. But overall, what did you see from Danny Leyva today?
Well, Danny hadn't gotten a start in a few months, and oftentimes it's tough to come back into the starting lineup, especially in a game like this where you're just getting beat up from the very start of the game, hard fouls. But he came in with a lot of intention. He looked calm out there. He took some fouls and he got back up. And it was just one of those games where it would be easy to forget the performance he had because he didn't have a lot of huge moments. But in the moments where he had to make a quick little turn, transition from defense to attack, he was really solid. He really didn't make any mistakes. And that's just the really, solid performance you want in the middle of the park. Danny Leyva did everything that was asked of him from Brian Schmetzer today.
Yeah, and I would also add Kim Keehee played well because he started the center back with Jackson Reagan, who continues to be the quarterback of that, making sure that, the last line of defense is fortified and real compact there. And then the other player that I thought had a really good game is Paul Rothrock. And look, it looks easy, but when you have a cast in your hand, it's real difficult in terms of the balance. But I thought he played really well in terms of pushing down that flank.
Yeah, he looked dangerous at all times. And the Sounders have been really forcing those balls over the top, trying to get on the last shoulder of the last defender of the last few games. We've seen 4 goals called offsides in the last 2 games, including 10 offsides in total, which is a very high number over 2 games for the Seattle Sounders. But Paul Rothrock was just giving fits to the outside backs. He was getting in behind, and when that pass was well delivered and well timed, he was able to create goal scoring opportunities. We saw it with the first goal. That was a Paul Rothrock ball into the middle, which was deflected in for the own goal. He is a dynamic player who can really cause a lot of problems for defenses in the wide area.
And real quickly, tell everybody watching why the correlation between me as you're the defender, I'm standing next to you, and why that's important. Well, that's good, but that can create sometimes some offsides, but it's actually a positive sign.
Yeah, I mean, Brian talked about this in the post game. He attributed the large amount of offsides to the fact that these players are just itching to get to goal. They are making those runs and they're going direct and aggressive, and you're seeing a lot of offsides, you're seeing a lot of offsides goals, but it's small margins and you can't argue with the results. The Sounders are on a tear right now offensively, and a lot of that goes down to the fact that it's clear that these players are not being shy about getting into those danger zones, getting into the box, getting behind the back line, and it's getting results.
They really are. I mean, so now you scored 9 goals, and you're giving up 1 in 2 games. You got another one on Wednesday. So absolutely, the Sounders are playing on the front foot, not only in possession, but it's also in their counterattack. So, he's Adam Race. I'm Osfida Mara. Thanks for watching CascadeSports.net.
Thank you.